guys, welcome back to our channel. It's Sophie. I'm super excited to be back with another video from my brand new series. This is an eyeshadow do's and don'ts series, and I'm just going to be using the same exact eyeshadows, two different techniques, and I'm just going to really show you guys the power of just being really precise and using specific brushes to achieve a type of look. So yeah, I'm super excited. I absolutely love Mondays and recording and filming and dropping these new videos for you guys. So if you guys are interested in seeing this episode number 3 of my new series, then just go ahead and keep on watching. This one I wanted to focus on a black smoky eye, so I'm going to teach you guys how to master a black smoky eye and how to really work with a black eyeshadow. Quick disclaimer, you guys, everything that I'm saying that you shouldn't be doing, that's just personal preference. There's no rules to makeup. If you love a certain technique that I said that you shouldn't do, then just please continue doing what you love to do. I'm not telling you how to do your makeup. I'm just trying to give you guys tips and tricks on how to improve if you are looking for a technique similar to mine. So yeah, I'm just going to be giving you guys my tips and tricks in this video. So if you guys are interested in seeing my eyeshadow do's and don'ts, then just go ahead and keep on watching. So if you guys watched episode 1 and 2, I did integrate the don'ts and the do's in the same clips. So I showed you guys step by step, but for today's video, I'm going to be just doing the do part first and then showing you guys the don't part second. This is the palette that I'm using today. This is a brand new palette from Morphe, the 35G Bronze Goals palette. And I actually quite like this palette, so this is what I'm going to be using for today's demo. First, for this first do, I'm priming my eyes and I'm using my Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer in the shade Vanilla. First, I'm just applying a nice even base on my lid and then buffing it out with a brush, and then following up with a damp beauty sponge and further blending that concealer. We want a nice thin layer, a nice base for our eyeshadow. I'm going to be setting it with a little bit of translucent powder as well, and how you prep your shadow is just completely up to you, but this is personally how I love prepping for eyeshadow. Then I'm going into this shade right here in the palette. All the names of the shadows that I'm using will be in the description box down below. And I'll also try to link or name the brushes that I'm using. But first I'm applying that warm shade into my crease, and I'm just hugging the natural crease and the natural shape of my eye, and just really focusing that color in the center of my crease. And then I'm grabbing a bigger, fluffier brush to diffuse the edges and just really make sure that this first step is nice and blended so that everything that we apply over top, we can just blend in layers. That's kind of how I like to describe my technique. Next, I'm going into this angled brush and this dark brown eyeshadow in the palette, and I'm going to start to carve my crease. It took me a while to get this down, and it's a little bit harder, especially if you have hooded eyes. So if you're struggling with this, I recommend doing it while your eye is open so that you can kind of see where you would draw that crease out. And then next, I'm picking up a small tapered brush and this warmer, lighter brown shade, and I'm just going in left and right motions and just diffusing that line and kind of adding a gradient. And as you can see, we're just really smoking it out, and it's just blending it out very nicely. I'm just going directly over top of that line, not really dragging it up any higher than that line. And that's definitely going to be key for this tutorial. You want to blend each layer directly over top of each other, if that makes sense. Next, I'm grabbing the first transition color that we popped in the crease and the same brush, and I'm just diffusing those edges and just making sure that everything is nice and blended. Next, I'm picking up this angled brush and this black eyeshadow, and the black eyeshadow in this palette is actually really bomb. So I am starting to draw a line on the outer half of my crease and also bringing it down right there. And honestly, it just takes practice and precision to lay that down and just get a nice even line. Then I picked up a pencil brush and the dark brown eyeshadow, and I'm just going in left and right motions over top of that line, just really diffusing it out and just really blending it out. As you can see, I'm just literally doing left and right motions, not really dragging it any higher or lower. And then I'm grabbing my small tapered brush and that dark brown eyeshadow and just further blending and just really making sure that everything is blending together. Next, I'm grabbing my pencil brush once again, but this time picking up some black eyeshadow. And this is just really going to ensure that that pigmentation is still there because we are doing a lot of blending. And sometimes the pigment tends to leave when you do a lot of blending. So just keep that in mind. If you feel like the color is lacking, you can always pick up some more of that darkness and just add it where you want it. Then I'm going in with the transition color once again, diffusing those outer edges, making sure that everything is still blended up there. Next, I'm picking up my angled brush and my NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop contouring concealer in the color Fair, and I just applied a very small amount to this brush, and I'm just carving the first half of my lid. And it's definitely not necessary, this is definitely personal preference, but I personally love how much it cleans up a look and just makes it look that much better. Next, I'm picking up this gold shade in the palette, and I did wet my brush with a little bit of Fix Plus and then applied it directly onto my lid. It turned out quite nice. I think that it's a really beautiful color, and I love a gold smoky eye, so I just thought that I would apply this shade all over the lid. So we're going to start to add dimension onto the outer corner, and I think that when you have a really dark crease, that outer corner is really important. So first I'm going in with the dark brown eyeshadow, just concentrating that onto that very outer edge and then blending in with whatever I have left over on the brush. And I think that that's really key to achieving a really blended but pigmented look. So as you can see, I really pack that color onto that outer corner, and then with whatever's left over, doing left and right motions to diffuse it and really blend it into that lid shade. Next, I'm going in with that same pencil brush, but this time with some black eyeshadow, doing the same technique. So I'm just patting it onto that outer corner, really laying it down where I want it, and then going in left and right motions, and then picking up that small tapered brush and that light brown eyeshadow, and just kind of marrying all the colors together and just making sure that everything is nice and blended. Next, I'm picking up my eyeliner. This is the Schwing liner by The Balm, and I love this one because it's super matte and it's super black as well. For lashes today, I'm applying my Shop Sophie Bella lashes in the style Bahama, which I have been loving lately. They're a little bit shorter, but they still have a lot of volume. All of our lashes are also cruelty-free and faux mink, so I'll leave the link to those lashes down below. I'm applying this black eye pencil by Covergirl in my waterline. And then for my lower lash line, I'm grabbing this really precise smudger brush, and I just applied the transition color. And then I'm grabbing this flat brush and the dark brown eyeshadow and just really getting that as close to my lower lashes as possible. And then doing the same exact thing with the black eyeshadow and this really precise angled brush. Next, I'm going in with my Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, and I'm just applying that to my lashes. And then I grabbed the champagne color in the palette that I forgot to record, and I'm just popping that shade onto my inner corner. And this is the finished look for the do portion of the video. If you guys want to see things that I avoid doing and things that I do not recommend doing to achieve this look, then just go ahead and continue to watch. So first thing that I would say to avoid when doing a black smoky eye is not priming your eyelid. Then I'm grabbing this really big fluffy brush and this black eyeshadow, and I'm just going to be popping this straight into my crease. And as you can see, it's just kind of really hard to blend a black eyeshadow once you've dragged it so far up. I would actually never recommend going in with a black eyeshadow and a big fluffy brush like this ever, because you don't really have control of the shadow. And yeah, it's just really hard to control. And also, as you can see, it's not as pigmented as it is when you apply smaller compact brushes. So yeah, it's just not as pigmented and zero control. And a mistake that I would avoid for this step also is that right here, we're not really applying it in a specific way. We're just kind of going with that outer corner with whatever which way. So I would recommend learning the shape of your outer corner of your eye and just kind of applying it with smaller brushes to just really complement that outer corner. So another mistake that I would avoid is going in with shimmery shades with big fluffy brushes. I just feel like it doesn't really do them any justice whatsoever. As you can see, it barely showed up and it was way more intense with a flat brush, a more compact brush. And then here I'm just kind of going in with a big fluffy brush. And as you can see, you really don't have as much control as when you go in with pencil brushes and small tapered brushes. So that's just something to keep in mind. Obviously, if you're going for a more blown out, smoky look, then it would work. But for this specific kind of technique, it doesn't really do us the best. So next, we kind of lost that lid shade, so I'm just bringing it back with my finger. And as you can see, even using your finger is better than using a big fluffy brush. So next, I'm just going to be building some depth on that outer corner, and you guys can just see from this clip right here that it's not as pigmented as it is in the first way that we did it. So I'm just kind of showing you guys the power of technique and using specific brushes. This whole look looks gray instead of black, and it's just because of the brushes and the technique. For lashes, I applied the same ones. These are the Shop Sophie Bella Bahama lashes, and then applying that pencil in the waterline once again. And then for the lower lash line, I'm going in with a pencil brush and that black eyeshadow. And as you can see, the shadow looks completely gray. It doesn't even look black. It's not as pigmented as it was the first time around, and it kind of gives us raccoon eyes when we apply it with a pencil brush. And then I'm grabbing a big fluffy brush and the transition color, and I personally could never use big fluffy brushes on my lower lash line. I just don't have the space for it down there. And then I'm applying some mascara. And then once again, for the inner corner, I'm getting that shimmery shade with a big fluffy brush, and it's not as pigmented as when we applied it with a small precise brush. And that's it for this eyeshadow do's and don'ts video. If you guys learned a tip or two from this video, go ahead and let me know in the comment section down below. If you guys watch this video to the very end, thank you so much for watching. Also guys, we have monthly giveaways here on our channel, so if you want to be entered to win a box of goodies from us, go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe, turn your post notifications on, and then comment done in the comment section down below. Thank you so much guys, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!